On today's episode of WatchJRGo, this walker gives up its life to save another, and this Mini gives up its life to save a JCW. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and like I said, today's game plan is to get the heart out of this 09 Mini and get it ready to go into our JCW over there. Not really the engine, obviously, because that engine's special. The transmission out of this S. Now, we do know for sure that is a real JCW. I mean, I've got a Carfax that says Mini Cooper, John Cooper Works on it, and that can't be faked. The fake one that I bought clearly said Mini Cooper S once we got one back. And this one, it's got the wheels, it's got the brakes, it has literally everything, the special shift knob. I think the steering wheel has a different colored badge. Everything about it, obviously a real JCW. So it's clearly the special one. And there were a lot of comments where people were saying it wasn't, but there is literally zero doubt that that car is a JCW. But it's about to become a JCWS because this transmission, although slightly different, works perfectly, and it's going in that car. The clutches might swap because I feel like the clutch in that one's just fine. And if it's fancier, we're going with the fancier one. But also, you guys know that I just paid $950 for a second walker mower, so we would have some parts for the walker that I'm actually using at my house and mowing with. Well, I just sold the engine for $750, and we already took the seat, and the seat sells for like $250 and change. So I've got myself a nice new seat, and this one is giving up its life right now. So let's just jump straight into the time lapse. I only have a little bit of time to get this engine out. And the guy that's buying it wants the whole air cleaner assembly and the snorkel, and I was like, take it all, man, you can have it. And at the end of it, we'll sell what's left, the 8-inch wheels, because I've got 10s, unfortunately. We'll sell all that on eBay, and it will be pure profit. With that said, to the time lapse. Pretty fun and easy, although this one was changed. There were only 2 bolts in the bottom plate. I feel like there should normally be 4, but 2 bolts in the bottom plate, and then there's a supporting plate back here that keeps this thing from torquing down when it's loaded up, and that one had all of its bolts in it, so that's probably good enough. Let's be real, it had plenty of bolts in it. So now she seems free. Let's lift it. Scared me to death, lift. All right. Nothing's touching. That's all the way up. I have both hydrostats unlocked, and for some reason it won't move. You think it's the parking brake? I don't know if the parking brake... It was the parking brake. Well, there you go. One engine for the day out. Now let's move on to the complicated one. That one was pretty fun. I like doing stuff like this every once in a while. All right, one engine is out and sold, so that one's already gone, and now we've got quite a few parts left. We basically broke even on this, and obviously the control panel and all the wiring sells for quite a bit, and the hydros and the gearboxes are worth a bunch too. So we're making good progress on making this 100% free. Technically, I need to make $200 more, but in reality, I took the seat, and the seat's like $250. So as far as I'm concerned, we are even on this bad boy, and everything else is pure profit. Now it's time to move on to the next part of today's heart transplant adventure, and that is getting the entire drivetrain out of this car. Now, it's mostly stripped because the fenders are off, and a bunch of the suspension's off, and the brakes are off, which is a lot of the time-consuming stuff, let's be honest. Oh, the brakes are still hanging there, I guess. I thought we had already... Okay, well, we do need to get all the brake fluid out of it, vacuum everything down, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll. The shocks are unbolted. Basically, the only thing holding this in at this point is the subframe and the engine mounts. So, we're gonna jump in here and see just how long it takes us to have this thing completely stripped. Probably not long. All right, guys, we brought you along for the fun part. Hit it.
Hercules was strong.
I better Hercules. Man, I'm not expecting it to drop.
Everything's out.
I know. I know it's apart, but still, it's kind of odd that it moved with all the... We've got the jack fully supporting it, our hydraulic lift table here. And I might need a bit of extension for that as well. Everything's unhooked. Fuel, heater core, cooling system, HVAC system, everything. So it should just be a couple bolts now. Oh, I loosened that one.
I was gonna say.
I did cheat on it. She's out.
Feels out.
Let her down. You want to do safety mode here?
Worst case scenario, slaps off the floor.
Ooh. Things moving quickly around here. Okay, for some reason, it hung right there.
Oh, the car needs to go up.
There's one more bolt.
Where?
You tricked me. You tricked me, Dad. These ones right here. Those ones.
Which ones?
Yeah, up right there. Yeah, I know. I knew you were messing with me. Yeah, buddy. We left 2 bolts in just to test you guys, make sure you knew what was going on, because we didn't. This has got to be as cool as an Audi R8, right? Because I know Tavares is in the middle of redoing my old R8, well, you know, the same car. All right, that's looking pretty good. See anything hanging? Oh.
What? Oh, that one wire.
So you probably have, oh, pause. Pry on the steering connector just a little bit to pop it loose. Oh wait, it is loose. Am I just wrong? Hey! It needed a wiggle. Okay. That's it, right? Other than this. And we need to pull the shift linkage apart. 2 engine pulls in one day. One of them's already gone, so that was pretty cool. And of course, this is our transmission donor for the JCW. Now, I will say some of you were right. This one is clearly a real JCW. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But there is some doubt about the bumpers and stuff like that. I think the front bumper is correct. The side skirts, I bet this thing got in a rear-end collision, even though it's a completely clean title. No accidents, at least on the Carfax, right? So, well, Carfax is always the delineator for that anyway. But the side skirts obviously are wrong, like we knew. We've got JCW side skirts over there from the Aero Pack car. But I looked at this and I was like, maybe it's weird. Maybe you can like option it without painted side skirts. But they're definitely wrong. And then the back bumper is also wrong. It should have had a narrow strip instead of this big wide strip up here. I think the exhaust is right. I really don't think there's anything wrong with the exhaust itself. Bumper, not a JCW, but everything else is. If you could see the VIN in that shot, it's right there on the tag frame. I guess you could look it up yourself, but I do know.
If they knew what we paid for it, they wouldn't be complaining.
No, I said it was $2,500, which is still insane. Oh, keep that over there or something.
I thought we were putting it in the walker.
We are putting that in the walker, but it's pouring coolant, and we need to get the absorbent underneath it. Pouring coolant, as always. Engines making coolant. there you go. It was a pretty quick day. We needed to get this apart because obviously we need transmission donor for that guy. And then, honestly, this is the first time I've ever seen every comment said you guys should scrap that car.
Oh,
I'm kind of surprised.
that was always the plan.
That was always the plan. I'm surprised you guys agree with me that this car should die. I mean, it's really, really bad. But we got the parts, and it would be really, really fun. So let me know in the comments below. Now we've got our donor, and it's not going to cost us anything but time. What are we doing?
I think every car that this car is mechanically totaled.
Oh, nobody would have fixed this, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. This car was clean.
It clean,
was
but
quick.
still mechanically totaled. I mean,
Yeah, definitely mechanically totaled.
so it's like almost every one we've bought is mechanically totaled.
That one's just fully totaled.
Yeah.
That one was owner totaled.
I tried to bail on that car 100%.
Have you-
He was like, we have to go get it, so we went, we got it.
We got it. Have you guys ever heard of owner totaled before? That's what that is.
Yeah.
That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. It really looks like a manufacturing thing.
Because it's from
But-
all the way over there, all the way
Yeah.
over here. It's interesting.
It kind of also looks like it would wipe off. It was something that came out of the cowl. Huh?
Sudden wipe.
Doesn't wipe off. Interesting. This thing sure came apart like butter. I love it.
That's what happens when they've been left alone.
Yeah. And not wrecked.
Yeah, well, we knew this was old people on because they had brand new OEM headlights in it. And
Oh,
we
yeah,
haven't
yeah,
got
yeah.
one Mini with OEM headlights.
It's impossible to find them. Impossible.
Do we still have those?
No, those sold. We sold the entire front end of this car already.
Oh, that's right.
So we don't have a front bumper. We'd have to get one. Because we sold all of this thing. I mean, this car paid for itself the first night when we sold the front end. Free engine.
You kind of stole this. We barely even paid for it. You just hopped in and said, see you later.
You had the cash in your hand.
He's like, are you completing the deal since he's just gone? I was like, I guess.
Well, we started it, and he was like, it'll only run for 5 minutes. And I was like, I'm going home, bye.
Yeah. The guy was like, so you're taking it? I was like, I guess.
We were committed at that point. We were fully committed.
The car is gone, so.
I mean, we were buying this one before we even showed up. I think you made that deal before we ever.
I think like 10,000 people hit that dude up.
Yeah.
And we just were lucky, and he lived just a mile down the road, and we snatched it up.
This one was awesome.